Marco Polo was an Italian explorer and merchant born in Venice around 1254. He is best known for his extensive travels and the detailed account of his adventures, documented in the book Il Milione, or commonly known as the Travels of Marco Polo. Marco Polo's journeys played a crucial role in introducing Europeans to the cultures and riches of the East. In 1271, Marco Polo, along with his father Niccolo and uncle Maffeo, embarked on a remarkable journey to the East. Their initial motivation was to reach the court of Kublai Khan, the Mongol ruler of China, who had expressed interest in Western technology, culture, and Christianity. The Polos journey took them through the Silk Road, an ancient network of trade routes that connected the East and West. They faced numerous challenges, including harsh weather, treacherous terrains, and encounters with hostile tribes. Along the way, Marco Polo honed his linguistic and diplomatic skills, gaining the trust of local leaders and officials. After several years of travel, the Polos finally reached the court of Kublai Khan in Shangdu, foreknown as Xanadu, in 1275. Kublai Khan welcomed them and took an interest in Marco Polo, assigning him various diplomatic and administrative tasks. Marco Polo served the Khan for about 17 years and travelled extensively within the Mongol Empire, visiting places like Tibet and Myanmar. During his time in the East, Marco Polo accumulated a wealth of knowledge about the cultures, customs, and geography of the regions he visited. He became acquainted with the opulence of the Mongol Empire and the prosperity of the Chinese cities. In 1292, the Polos received permission from Kublai Khan to return to Venice. They sailed from the port of Quanzhou, travelling through Southeast Asia and the Indian Ocean before reaching Persia. From there, they journeyed overland to the Black Sea and finally returned to Venice in 1295. Back in Venice, Marco Polo faced skepticism about the authenticity of his stories. Some doubted the veracity of his claims about the vast wealth and wonders he had encountered. Nevertheless, his tales captivated the imagination of his contemporaries. Marco Polo's accounts of his travels were compiled into the book Il Milione, written by Rustichello de Pisa, a fellow prisoner when Polo was captured during a conflict between Venice and Genoa. The book described the marvels of the East, including details about spices, precious stones, and exotic customs, becoming one of the most influential travel narratives of the Middle Ages. Marco Polo died in Venice in 1324, although there are uncertainties and controversies regarding specific details in his accounts. Marco Polo's travels left an enduring legacy, contributing to the expansion of geographical knowledge and cultural understanding between the East and West. Marco Polo's interactions with the Mongols were a central aspect of his travels and experiences in the East. Here is a detailed account of his history with the Mongol people. The return journey to Venice marked the end of Marco Polo's extraordinary travels, and he settled back into life in his hometown. While some questioned the accuracy of his stories, Marco Polo's legacy endured through his book In Milione, which became a seminal work influencing later explorers and shaping European perceptions of the East for centuries to come. Despite the skepticism, Marco Polo's return had a lasting impact. The wealth of knowledge he brought from the East, including information about cultures, trade routes, and the opulence of the Mongol Empire, contributed to the broader understanding of the world in medieval Europe. After several years of travel, Marco Polo, Niccolo, and Maffeo finally arrived in Venice in 1295. Their return to the city was met with both curiosity and skepticism. The tales Marco Polo brought with him seemed almost fantastical to his fellow Venetians, who were not entirely convinced of the truthfulness of his accounts. As they moved westward, the Polos made their way through the Middle East, interacting with traders, nomads, and settled communities. The Silk Road, which had been a crucial pathway in their initial journey eastward, once again played a role. Upon reaching Persia, the Polos left the sea behind and continued their journey overland. They crossed deserts, mountains, and vast landscapes, facing challenges that tested their resilience. The overland route took them through regions that were both familiar and unfamiliar, as they encountered different cultures and societies. The Polos chose a route that would take them through various regions, showcasing the diversity of the lands they had traversed. They sailed through Southeast Asia, navigating the Indian Ocean and visiting ports along the way. The sea voyage allowed them to witness the vibrant maritime trade routes and the rich cultures of coastal regions. In the year 1292, Marco Polo, along with his father Niccolo and uncle Maffeo, secured permission from Kublai Khan to embark on the long and perilous journey back to Venice. Their departure from the court of the Khan marked the end of a remarkable period of service and exploration in the East. The return journey to Venice marked a significant chapter in Marco Polo's adventures. After serving Kublai Khan for about 17 years and traversing the vast Mongol Empire, the Polos set their sights on their homeland. The following is an account of Marco Polo's return journey to Venice. In summary, Marco Polo's history with the Mongols was marked by his initial